I love finding a good drugstore foundation, and I think you guys are gonna find one out of my top 5. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video, I had no idea I was going to film today. I kind of just thought of it when looking through my makeup and thinking, what can I film? I've kind of been in a rut of like, oh, what should I film? What should I film? So I want to talk about the best drugstore foundations. Now this isn't catered for oily skin or dry skin or normal or combination. I think it can work for a variety of skin types. So this is why I'm not titling it for oily skin, for dry skin, none of that. I do have oily skin, but some of these products probably aren't catered towards oily skin, but I do want to talk about them because they are my favorite foundations. A lot of them I discovered this year, so most of these are fairly new. At the end of the video, guess which foundation I'm wearing. This is my favorite foundation. I've been wearing it non-stop throughout the summer. If I'm not wearing the Cosa Skin Tint, which is obviously more expensive, I'm wearing this drugstore option, which I'm obsessed with. You'll find out at the very end, so make sure to continue watching. Surprisingly, I have 2 e.l.f. foundations to talk about today. Usually that's not the case because finding my skin tone is very hard to find, but when you can find it at a drugstore price, mwah, that is amazing. I always like having a drugstore option and maybe something more higher end. Like I like to have both. And the reason why is because look, I have 2 of these. This one is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, color correcting, full coverage, natural finish, has collagen, peptides, and niacinamide, and a broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen. I know, a lot of words. What does all that mean? Really what I like about it is that it doesn't feel too heavy. Now this is full coverage. My shade is Light 240W, and the reason why I have 2 is because I went to a wedding in New Jersey earlier this summer and I completely forgot my foundation. Now I'm going to an event, to a wedding, I'm getting photographed. Obviously I want some coverage, but I knew I had a go-to and I could just go to CVS, go to Target, which is why I love having drugstore options and just having one that's like my go-to. I could just grab it if I'm traveling, just out of town, because those things happen. You tend to leave stuff at home, things get lost, like maybe your luggage, and I just like having an option that I could quickly pick up. So full coverage, this lasts all day. I did a dedicated video on this. I think I did a wear test as well. I'll leave that video right here. It's a really great product. Now I do think it's more for someone with normal combination or oily, leaning in that direction, only because if you have very dry skin, I think you're going to see the flakiness, and that's something that I'm assuming if you have dry skin, you don't really like that. You want something that's maybe a little more dewy and more liquidy. And this one, although it blends easily, when you see the swatch, it kind of just stays in place. It's not like super liquidy or anything like that, but man, is this full coverage. I don't think you need concealer. I don't use concealer unless I'm trying to brighten under my eyes, but I love this. Great price, love the packaging as well, and this one became a staple in my collection. The other e.l.f. foundation that I want to talk about today is the Flawless Satin Foundation. Now this one is very different from the Camo one. I have shade 250 buff, so it has warmer yellow undertones. I think this is a really great match, but I do think the Camo one is a better match. So many YouTubers have talked about this. I actually recently picked this up maybe a month or so ago. I do like it, but I wouldn't say it's buildable. Whatever you apply on your skin, whether you do multiple layers, that's kind of it. And I would say it's medium coverage. It doesn't feel heavy, and now I understand why other people like it so much. Oh, and before I forget, this is oil-free. Physicians Formula Better Believe It Foundation and Concealer. I've talked about this before on my channel. I did a comparison with this and the Healthy Foundation, which all of us love. I don't know too many people that don't love that, but unfortunately it has discontinued. I feel like Physicians Formula as a brand, it's like love and hate. They stopped selling the Healthy Foundation, which all of us love, we're obsessed with. Don't know why they did that. But then also you love it because there are some really great gems like this one, but then it's like, can you even find the right shade? The shades are limited. I don't know what shade this is because it's not on the bottle, but I believe it is a light medium. That's kind of where I fall in the skin tone category, but I'll specify down below. This foundation is so good. This is buildable. I will say it's medium coverage. It feels lightweight. I like the packaging, how it's in a pump. I always prefer pumps over anything else. The downside is that it does have that smell, that Physicians Formula smell. You guys probably already know it if you smell their bronzers and whatnot. It's definitely there. I kind of just got used to it, but it's so good that it's worth it. They say this is for all skin types, and I completely agree because it's not dewy, it's not matte, it kind of just falls in between, and that's what I tend to go for. The Milani Screen Queen, I don't know why I have so much trouble saying that, but I have shade 310 Golden Sand. A very natural finish, slightly luminous. I would say it leans a little more, but not so luminous where you feel like it's dewy, especially if you have oily skin. I do think you can wear this. Buildable, so like light to medium coverage. It says it has digital blue light filter. Not really sure what that means and what that really does. Haven't noticed much of anything. It also has a pump, which you guys know I love. I think all of these have pumps. Yeah, all these products have pumps. Well, you guys already know my foundation type. The last drugstore foundation that I want to talk about today, unfortunately don't have it on hand because it expired and had to throw it out last year. It is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This foundation, although it's not the kind of packaging I like or even the finish that I would go for, it's actually more matte. So if you are someone who has super oily skin, you actually might like this. It's in a dropper, which can get messy sometimes. I don't think I had too much of an issue with it. It's not something that I like to use. Like if I had to choose between a dropper and a pump, I would choose a pump every day. But I believe my shade was 035 Natural. They have quite a few shades in the light to medium category. Not enough for the deep, just being honest. Definitely not enough at all. But this is a very inexpensive foundation and it feels so lightweight, even though it's matte. Like whenever I think of matte, I think of like, oh, full coverage, cakey, heavy, and that's not this. It's very lightweight. It's very liquidy, which is why it's in a dropper. And it lasts all day. So those are all the best foundations that I've tried so far. And honestly, I think you guys will find one that you're going to really love. Out of all the options that I've talked about, I think you'll find one. What foundation do you think I'm wearing? Obviously, it's not the Catrice one because I don't have it on hand. So that one you can take off. I'm wearing, you ready? The Physicians Formula Better Believe It Foundation Concealer. No one talks about this enough. When it first came out, people were interested. I'm honestly surprised that more people aren't talking about it because it's so good. It lasts all day, has great coverage. I found a great shade for me and it's affordable. So what more can I ask? Now you guys know, so if you follow me on my Instagram, then you know I'm most likely wearing this. If you guys enjoy drugstore reviews, let me know down below because I definitely want to create more in the future. I mainly buy drugstore and I don't talk about it enough on my channel. So if you want to see more of that, let me know down below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more fashion and beauty content. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!